I'd be what is known as a bandit. You gotta hand it to me if you truly understand it. Because if you fellas see,
Let's
rated
get
in brand,
and then
still
we'll
be
put him under the
thumping.
stairs.
So what's next?
Before they do. Before they do. All right,
Never
ready?
seen this. No, you hope that
No evil!
Hi everybody, welcome back to the horror show. I'm Marcia Parker.
I'm Cecil von Slaughter.
And you got Jaime and Fuego here doing another patron request for Gangsters, Guns, and Zombies!
Yeah!
In your homeland, Suze!
And this was by Media Kraken.
Media Kraken!
Media Kraken!
God!
I didn't make up his name.
Awesome.
Media Kraken!
This was directed by Matthew Mitchell, who went on to do The Risen most recently. And yeah, he doesn't have like a big filmography or anything like that. So, Marcia, how did you describe this movie as,
Oh my god, a poor man's Snatch with
Yes!
zombies.
Yes.
Please.
Yo,
John Statham.
John
everything.
Statham. Not Jason Statham. John
Yeah.
Statham.
Yes, not to get them confused.
Yes.
He's actually his
John
older
Statham.
brother, and he's still trying to find lots of work, and
Yeah, right?
former
Yeah.
footballer, but all
So-
he wanted to do was play shooty houses.
God, dude! Okay, Marcia.
No, I didn't like this movie.
Yeah, so we're gonna get right to overall impressions here. Marcia's overall impression, she was not the biggest fan. Susie,
No.
were you more forgiving of your countrymen?
I fucking hated this movie!
That sums it up. I actually didn't mind this
Yeah, of
movie.
course you
I
did.
was not
You
over the moon for it or anything like that.
You love this movie. You
Oh,
came
yeah,
into
it was
as
like
a
one of my
movie.
bloody favorites I've ever seen. Piss off anyone who disagrees
Oh,
with me. But
man.
no, I mean, honestly, it's the zombie effects are very subpar in this movie, but I was amused enough by those Snatch-like characters, you know? These gangster robber guys, they rob a bank and then they happen to be doing it when the zombie apocalypse is starting in the UK. So
I guess if you're gonna rob a bank, why not then?
yeah,
So,
well,
I mean,
right?
doesn't
I'm
really
sure that's
mean
when they
anything.
timed
Not
it.
the best
They-
time to do
they
it.
planned this out. That's exactly what their thoughts were going to be. So, yeah, that's basically the story. There's not much else to say beyond that in the fact that these guys are like wrong place, wrong time. Somebody is wounded as they're stealing this van and making their way, you know, from the robbery and everything like that. And then, you know, somebody's bitten, of course, as always happens. And, you know, they think they're dead and then turns out they're not. And they end up in the forest and they encounter a bunch of LARPers, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah!
LARPers all turn out to be zombies, which is one of my favorite bits in the entire movie.
That was great.
I thought that was actually pretty entertaining. But, I mean, besides that, the story doesn't really do too much that's that original because they end up hauled away in a farmhouse, just like the original Night of the Living Dead movie. And, I mean, there's some snippy dialogue here and there that made me laugh a little bit, but aside from that, the story just didn't really do a lot. There's a romantic subtext that is also just like the original Night of the Living Dead, where, you know, we have kind of a cool black dude and you know, kind of a sexy white chick and stuff. So I mean there was a lot of similar beats. Really the only unique thing is that they took a lot of these tropes from different zombie movies we've seen before and they just said it with Snatch gangster like kind of guys. So
The
basically
only thing different they did was do everything everybody already did and put it in
Right?
one movie with
Oh my God.
horrible actors.
I could
I
not.
thought the acting was not bad in this movie, which
nope.
we'll get to.
I could not.
We're still on
John
story though.
Statham was
Stay on
beautiful.
target.
John
My favorite.
Statham.
Now, the guy you
Perfect.
were referring to as John Statham, he was the guy who could somehow figure out how to do everything. He'd sail a boat, he finds a chainsaw suddenly. and,
Okay,
like,
so
all
let's
these
go into
different things.
acting then.
Yeah, because we basically covered the extent of the story, or at
Yes.
least I did. I mean, girls, neither of you were fans of the story.
No.
It just did too many of the same familiar things,
it was,
right?
It was too much of the same. It
Yeah.
was really too much of the same. I feel like I didn't gain anything from this movie.
No.
There was nothing new that would make me go, oh, that was interesting. If this movie had more money, maybe, or more budget, then it would be worth watching. But no.
Well, Lock, Stock had a really small budget. It was
No,
still very inventive.
Lock,
and-
Stock, and
But
Two
that's
Smoking
a
Barrels. That's
different
different.
movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
This
nothing
is if
about
Guy
this-
Ritchie's second assistant director went and
Right?
on a microscopic budget.
Like,
with
I
zombie
cannot. There was nothing keeping my interest in this movie. I'm not a fan of werewolves, so first off.
Oh, this doesn't
So-
have werewolves. That's dog soldiers.
Or Dog Soldier, whatever. But Dog Soldiers. Oh, that's right.
The
zombies.
reviews are mushing
Zombie. Yes, it is. I'm watched too many
We watched
horror
7 movies in
This
2
is
nights.
about zombies. That's right. Dude gets bit, and they're all fucking like posh as fuck. Like when it comes to anything, and I could not. Obviously, I could not keep track. Like I was not interested in the movie. So
yeah, I mean, acting. They're all playing very just. Like cookie cutter stereotype, like piss and vinegar, you know, piss off, you know, British gangster type guys, the same type that we've seen in everything from, you know, Snatch to Lock, Stock to Rock and Roll to to even Layer Cake, like a Matthew Vaughn. But then again, Matthew Vaughn was a protege of Guy Ritchie as well, you know, he worked with him quite a bit. So it's nothing new in that department. The only, they said there's nothing new under the sun, and I guess, you know, they were like, okay, we'll just take this one genre and mush it with another genre. That'll make something unique. But I didn't mind the acting, but then again, the acting didn't really bring anything that interesting to the table. For whatever reason, the way people from the UK talk a lot of the time, they seem to be acting better to me than the average doofy American actor in movies like this.
It's the accent.
I guess so. I mean, and they feel more like classically trained or something. I don't know, man.
These people were not classically trained. I'm sorry.
no, I would say
I guess
no. They were
I
shite.
just,
like
I'm
giving
them too much credit. Yeah,
It was
Susie would know though. So
It was terrible. Like
I'm not
no.
saying it was great. I'm saying
No.
it was just serviceable.
The
I had
acting
more-
serviceable. That's adorable.
I thought
No.
Q, the lead, was
No.
not bad. I thought Cassie, the lead chick, who we find about halfway through the movie, I mean, I was amused by the grandmother, where they're like, "You're racist," and she's like, "I'm a racist, so what if I am?" I thought that was funny. You know, there's a couple lines here there where the delivery was funny enough that I don't know, and I didn't really think that this movie took itself that seriously until about halfway through, you know, or... Actually, I guess they tried to make it serious, where he's like, he's my best mate's son, and he's dead. And that guy who turns out to be kind of the villain of sorts of the proceedings. So I don't know. I'm in the minority here. I didn't think the performances were bad, but they certainly weren't very good. So I don't know. I went in with like dog shit expectations for this movie, and for that reason, it wasn't as bad. If we're gonna segue into effects, this is where
this is. About
Is she? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I just wanted to say, well, I talked a little bit about the acting, but I really wanted to make a point that my favorite part of the acting was actually at the end in the roll credits when they were doing the Thriller dance.
That was great, wasn't it?
Oh, but that was in the credits. That was in part of the movie.
And even that was bad.
Yeah.
That was
Dead
silence.
I was trying to make a point, like...
It's terrible.
That if that was the best acting in the movie that you saw.
Yeah,
okay.
you know what? It looks like they had fun on the set, and for that, congratulations. Yeah, I know what it's like to have fun on a set, and it looks like they had a lot of fun.
Okay, so
go
cinematography.
Cinematography. I mean, it's beautiful English countryside that we get to sheesh here, but I mean, it's not like the camera work was anything that really blew me away or anything of that nature. I mean, you could sense the budget there, more so with the practical effects and the look of the zombies and everything. But we'll get to that.
I mean, you could probably roll it all together.
That's what I thought we were going to do. Sometimes in these situations where we're not trying to just like flog something, you know, beat a red-headed dead horse zombie in this particular case. But I don't know. I felt like the makeup work on the zombies and the lack of like really gory kills showed the budget size that they had to work with, because to get some badass Tom Savini looking like throats ripped out, chunks of flesh, all this different stuff, you need a bigger budget and you need some very, very skilled practical effects peeps, and from the look of it, they didn't have it, and so they didn't write it into the script or even try. So
it was
and like the little bit that we got, the zombie kills, it was terrible. So obvious.
A lot of them were off camera. Like one character in particular, she's like, "Come and get me, you mother!" And then they just cut, as opposed to even seeing what the zombies do to her.
Yeah. It was nothing spectacular.
Or even the main guy, when he gets pulled in, you just hear him screaming, and there were times where you saw them getting like, you know, like just ganged up on, and you have a bunch of zombies on them, but you can obviously tell they're not making any sort of contact, and like they're just screaming, and they're just like burying, like that's what they were doing.
They were zombie
You're
miming.
Just reminding this movie's terrible. So I'm sorry, this movie's terrible.
I mean, they did what they could.
Even to my people, I'm sorry, this movie's terrible.
Like, I'm not sure what the point
I've seen worse, which is where I mean, that's why I'm saying I've seen way worse than this movie.
I don't think this is the worst thing I watched this weekend, that's for sure.
I bet I know what that was.
But at the same time, this is just not for me. I feel like even with a bigger budget, I don't think it would have saved this movie because there wasn't enough uniqueness for it to work. They were just, even though I understand the idea was to merge like the Snatch movies with the zombie aspect. I mean, that's blatantly obvious what that was the purpose, and try to make it something kind of Shaun of the Dead, something kind of fun and different, but it just fell short for me.
It turned into a gimmick.
Yeah.
It really did, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure. Okay.
Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah, that's going to wrap it up for us on
Gangsters, Guns,
and Zombies.
God. Sorry, guys. Like,
you know, if you want to like become a Patreon and force us to watch, I mean, suggest us to watch some movies to review.
Obviously, we'll watch them.
We will do it.
We'll watch them, but we're going to give our honest thoughts.
We're going to give our honest thoughts, and you know, we do appreciate you bringing us new movies to watch that we haven't watched yet, because it does enhance our opinion and kind of get us
absolutely.
You know, just you got to try something once, right? You gotta try it once.
I saw this sitting in the red box many years ago when it first came out, and I was just like, doesn't look like there's a lot behind that one.
All right, so guys,
but thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Yes. Thanks once again
for being a Patreon.
Who was the patron for this one again?
It was Media Kraken.
Yes, Media Kraken.
Yes, leave
thanks
your
very much.
comments below about what you guys thought about the movie. If you totally disagree with us, you're wrong.
Tell us.
So,
why did you want us to watch this?
You're entitled to your opinion, but
yes,
even if Susie thinks it's wrong.
You're wrong.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and watching the horror show. I'm Marcia Barker.
I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
Gracias, I've been Jaime Fuego. And until next scares, remember,
stay scared.
I'm gonna go play shoot.